he was looking for the time. Silent auction 5:30, dinner 6:30, and what was your motion, please?
Reserve 2 tables.
Say 2 tables, 16.
It's big expensive too.
Have a motion on the floor, second.
Second.
2 tables is expensive. What you said?
That would cover the council and the department heads.
Good.
Good. And
We
your
still
spouses,
have to
you're
pay for
not.
our spouses.
Yeah, buy tickets for us down.
I mean, if the city can afford it, that's fine, I'm not opposed to buying a ticket.
Is that a second?
Well, she did second
She
it,
did.
She did, okay.
but she's just saying now.
Yeah, now,
I missed her
any more
second.
discussion? Yeah.
Okay, we got a motion and a second on the floor. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now, get over my stumble and skip. Public comments, anyone like to address the council?
Hey, you're gonna like this. All right. All right. I'm Chancellor Wayne, and for the past 11 months, I've been coming, speaking at every council member, I think, every council except for 2. And so after tonight, it will be very much fewer. That is, Bill brought up earlier, we've been working on St. Francis Street project. Working with the engineers, waiting to hear back from Benton and Associates, that way him and Matt Skelton can get together. That way we're not, laying down fresh concrete and tearing it right back up to do something with the stormwater. It just makes sense to wait a year. But with Mitzi Dell and everything else, everything will be together sometime midsummer. But unfortunately, we're gonna miss April 1 deadline. But we knew when we started, it was going to be a hard shot to try and make. We gave it our best, we didn't make it there. But, will I be here as much in the future? Not as much. But we did step forward, and I would hope that, it was a project I took on, a project I wanted to do, I felt near and dear to my heart about. Yes, I know I've aggravated some people, but yes, I've also brought the attention, to a lot. So I hope other people out there within the city limits of Kennett that have an issue that they have will come up and do the same thing. All it takes is a little bit of persistence and willing to get down and do some work. Because, Noble and Kenny's been there, we've done a lot of work trying to find figures, find facts, get the right people, do all these aspects. And so, after tonight, Diane, I know you usually put down a spot for me because I'm going to get at the top, so that's going to be hitting this from here on out.
And it hasn't been easy on you because we saved you for the end,
Yeah.
so you have to sit through the entire.
I know,
4 hours street
it's-
department meeting.
Yeah, at least I don't have to sit through the closed parts and all that, but yeah, but hey, it's even, but yeah, so,
We're
but
making
yeah.
it to all the details.
So it's been interesting, it's been a learning aspect, and something to hopefully, give me some input for in the future. But as far as everything else, I appreciate y'all's work, putting up with me and everything else, but my job is pretty well done until it's Sunday. So once we start getting the reports in and then getting everything prepared for April 1, 2017. But that's where we're at. And
Does the focus of the grant application more on the storm drain or just in general?
It's,
The grant works more towards the stormwater aspect,
Yeah.
is the way that we would be able to get the grant. But in pursuing the stormwater, it would also allow us then to fix the issues, the paving issues, of course, so it'll take care of what we need it to. And Mitzi feels very confident that it won't be a problem to get, so.
yeah, because as far as like the grade work and all that, we're, when we talked with Metskell about, in front of the store on First Street there, where it's a gradual, like what you brought up, a gradual slope down, and then it slopes right back up to the highway, where that forms a drainage ditch, and that ditch goes out to wherever the stormwater drains. That way, it's gonna do away with, you know, some of the raised curves. But, according to the engineers, as long as we delineate the sidewalk itself, because there's only gonna be a slight bank to it anyway. So wheelchairs, walkers, scooters, whatever ADA needs, it's gonna be nice and smooth all the way down. And so they're gonna be able to go and get the groceries as safe as possible, or wherever they're needing to go. So, that's where we're at. And, but again, it's like, it's been interesting, so, and that's where we're going. So we'll see you sometime, off and on, but it's, I'll come up, but it's, as far as coming up with anything else for St. Francis, hopefully midsummer, we'll have a report for you, and then just have everything ready for, April 1, 2017.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your help.
Anyone else have anything they'd like to bring up? Yes, sir.
My name is Randy Gardner. Does anybody here don't know me? We had that sign station. And we have purchased Ultimate Fitness here. Zach Parr used to have. I'm not here to cause any trouble, to make anybody mad. We've got ourselves in a dilemma. We are building a state-of-the-art baseball, softball facility for the city. Of course, for us to make money too. But this isn't just for Kennett. I mean, it's gonna make Kennett look good. But it is, it's just gonna be the whole surrounding area. It's just gonna be a magnet for sports. Because, you know, sports isn't getting smaller, it's getting bigger. It's just bigger and bigger, and it just goes on. We've got ourselves in a dilemma here. We've got 15,000 square feet. That's humongous. There's no facility in Poplar Bluff like this. The closest one would probably be Jonesboro. And it has come to our attention that we're gonna have to put a sprinkler system. So I have called the guy, everything's already in. He says he said it won't hold it up. That's what I was told this afternoon. And I didn't sleep in last night because I knew that we were fixing to have a problem. And all I'm doing is to ask y'all if there's any kind of leniency or variables or something that y'all could help us with. Hey, y'all, I got a whole bunch of money tied up in this thing. I'm fixing to lose my shirt. And I know some of y'all have been in business personally, you know, and you've been in a tide before. And this is not even funny now. This thing, I mean, I went to bed at 2 last night, got 5:30. It's very stressful. It's not y'all's fault. I'm not pointing any fingers, but I just don't want, no, face all the time. I mean, we're citizens, we're neighbors. You know what I mean? I mean, I live down the street from y'all. I pay taxes like y'all. I'm very proud to be here. Kennett's been very good to us. And I think we have Kennett too. You look at the 150 or 200 houses that we own, there's not one person here that can go by any of our properties and say, I'm ashamed that that's in the city of Kennett. Because we fixed them up. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars fixing them up. I'm not patting ourselves on the back. We had 2 terrible eyesores here in town, humongous properties. And we turned those, I mean, didn't we look pretty nice? The Exxon stations, and they created, you know, a lot of tax, you know, sales tax income and stuff. So, I mean, we're not jacklegs. It looks like we have been this time. We have actually got caught with a bridge now. I don't know what y'all can do. Is there anybody that's not aware of what's going on here?
On your building?
Yes.
I'm in the dark.
Okay. It's 150 feet long. and 100 feet wide. They are pouring the concrete Monday. That or they're gonna file suit against me. I'm fixing to lose my shirt. And now he says that that metal is not gonna hold a sprinkler system. I said, what are you talking about, man? He said, ain't gonna do it.
Is there, I did some checking, talking about this earlier
Yes, sir.
today, and one of the things I understand is part of the problem is the size of the square footage.
Yes, sir.
And what I understand, if we can get a firewall up that reduces it to 12, does that make a difference?
What's that?
If we can get a firewall up?
I believe 12,000.
12,000 square foot, that's been in effect since probably back in
Right, but
'96.
if we can do that in some
Yeah,
manner.
if it's 12,000 or less, you don't have to have a sprinkler, that's the break point.
Okay, so is there, to your knowledge, is there any way that we could, the building could be divided in any manner like that? It needs to be that way because of the aspect of the project, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's because these athletes that come in and we have to time them a certain distance.
Right, and it's to fit that size, yes, okay.
It's gotta be a certain specification, and to have, in order for them to have a complete, y'all have all taken infield. Has anybody here hadn't taken infield on baseball? And that's the size that has to be in order. The Kennett schools are gonna be big users of this. I don't know if y'all are aware that now, when it gets real hot, they keep the practice football, and used to, they wouldn't give us anything to drink, even if they, now they can't even go outside. So the Kennett high schools and the junior highs are gonna come in there, because it's astroturf. And I know that there's some people here that are dead against me here, I understand that, but I don't take it personally. They're just gonna go by the letter of the law, heck or high water. Hey, I'm all right with that. I'm not mad at anybody here. I don't wanna be mad. I need some help. And I don't, I know probably some of you don't care, I don't know. But I need some leniency or something. I'm fixing to lose my shirt. And some people like people to lose their shirt. I don't. I want everybody to make a whole bunch of money, but I figure I'll get some kind of money. That's how business people think. Isn't that right, Mr. McVeigh? Yes. But that's how I've always thought. And I hope you make $1 million. I'm gonna get some of it, some kind of way. You stop by and get some gas or some chicken or work out at my facility. But anyway, that's about all I've got to say. Has anybody got any questions to ask me?
I'm trying to process what you're trying to do, and I understand it, and it's a good community thing.
Oh, it's
But
great.
I'm trying to figure out how the city, we can help you with that, as far as the sprinkler system, because it's a safety issue. And we don't want anybody to get hurt, and I know you don't want anybody to get hurt, and you don't want anybody to end up in a lawsuit, and that's what we gotta try to avoid.
Do you realize
But how can we as a city help you with this?
Do you realize how many people are gonna be in this facility at the same time? It's not gonna be 300 or 400. It's not gonna be 50. It's not gonna be 40. You're talking about a baseball team coming in and working out 15 feet in 15,000 square feet with 4 or 5 exits. We didn't sprinkler system. Well, because there's a rule in the book since 1996, right?
Well, since whenever they adopted the code.
Yeah. I'm just asking for some help. Hey, Kenny, if you can't help, you can't help.
No, I'm just trying to figure out how I can, that's what I mean, I want to help.
I'm
you.
trying to figure out
But
how you can too.
I'm just trying to figure out as a city,
Yes.
but we don't,
I'm trying to figure out how you can too. I think it could, I don't know if it can be amended or if I'm just out of luck,
maybe it's metal.
It doesn't cost me anything tonight to come up here, but starting Monday morning, it's fixing to cost me a whole bunch.
Is it an all-steel building?
Yes, sir, completely.
Has he talked to engineering firms about, you know, some type of adaptation that could be made?
Yeah, I can't do a firewall, because I'm not gonna have 150.
Our building is a steel building where our fireworks building is, and we had to have the sprinkler system installed after the building was put up, and it's a steel building.
Because of fireworks.
Yeah, because of fireworks.
We're not selling fireworks.
I know, but it's because of your regulations, though, that we still had to put one in, and it's a steel building, and it supports it just fine. That's why I'm wondering why this one won't hold.
I don't know, I can have him call you personally.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not an engineer, I'm just kind of,
Now this, how many square feet is your building?
I don't remember right now what I'm talking about.
It's the use factor in your fireworks.
Yeah, that's why we did.
Mr. Young, I got one question here.
Yes.
I don't want to sound like an engineer because I'm not, but I understand your problem. This is a wet sprinkler system and the steel will not hold the load.
That's right. That's what he's saying. He's double checking as we speak.
Has your engineer looked at a dry system?
I was told today that the dry system will not work. By one of the employees, that the dry system is, doesn't work, because that means that they have to come out to the fire truck and fill all those hoses up, and then the water would come out. I didn't know what a dry system was.
Yeah, it's,
That would be to a fire protection engineer to determine whether they can do a wet or dry. They put dries in everywhere, just all depends. A little more maintenance, because you gotta have a compressor or whatever, but you don't have the water hanging in the pipes.
so I'm not an engineer, but I do know there's wet and dry systems. And I
Right.
think the dry system has less weight on the support.
Absolutely.
If you pursued it.
And he said that, and so I asked,
Well, you were talking to me.
Yeah.
Don't mind.
okay, well, I don't want to get anybody in
No,
trouble.
no.
I'm not here for that.
If they have a question, I'd be glad to answer.
But he told me that that wouldn't work, so I just stopped there.
What I
I
told
didn't
him,
know where
what I told him
was.
was it had to be designed by a fire protection engineer. And normally dry systems are put in buildings without heat. The problem is if it won't support a wet system, if there's ever a fire in there, we have to come in, connect into the fire department connection and charge the lines, otherwise you just got pipes hanging in the ceiling. Well, if it's not designed to hold a load of pipes with water in it, if we charge it, it's gonna crush the building. So that's why I said that wouldn't work if it wouldn't bear the load. Not that a wet or dry system wouldn't work, because we even talked about it. Some of them are air pressurized until the head opens up, it expels it, the air, and then the water kicks in. But that has to be designed for the building by a fire protection engineer.
The point I,
But it might have been a possibility, but you've already checked it out, so.
you know, there should be some, you're gonna have snow load, wind load built in that building. And so I don't see where adding the sprinkler system, if they don't have that much fudge in that building, they're right on the edge of what they just gotta have and no more.
Well, they're not known for that, sir.
What's that?
They're not known for that, sir.
What's that?
Just being on the edge, everything is
Well,
shrimping.
what I'm saying is, if they gotta have, say, a 60-pound snow load and they got 59 pounds, they haven't made much variable in there. For the weight of, what they're looking at is the weight sitting on top of the building at any given time.
I've got the most confidence in it. I've had them build me a lot of buildings. Have you had them build Corning over at Universal?
I know of them.
I said, have you had them build you any?
Well, I don't know, my buildings are block buildings with steel trusses. And generally, when you're gonna do a project, you find out what you gotta have for the code before you order the building and put the project
Yeah,
together.
but we're kind of stupid. Put that in the newspaper. Yeah, we're pretty ignorant.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to address the council?
And you were just talking down to me in a nice way.
No, sir, I
Don't
wasn't.
talk down to me.
I wasn't, sir.
You're not gonna talk down to me.
No, sir, I don't plan on it.
Just because you're a department head.
Motion to go into closed meeting.
Second,
Second. Roll call.
yes.
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 Aye.
About 5 minute recess.
Do what? Wasn't even public comments.